Okay, now we're going to talk about posting. Basically, posting is publishing, it's writing, it's putting the content up on the site, and so basically that's what posts are. So to get to posting and that section, we're going to go over here on the left-hand column and click the little arrow next to posts, and it'll drop down your edit, add new, post tags, and categories options. So we're going to first add a new post. So we're going to click down here below edit and click add new. So take you to a new screen, and at the top you have a title field. Below that you have a what you see is what you get editor, which is basically kind of like a Microsoft Word editor. Not as robust, but has many of the options. And you don't need to know any code, so that's a beautiful thing. You have the options of doing visual, which basically means is what you see is what you get, and it'll transpose to the website and translate it into code. Or you can also do HTML, which will actually let you code within this editor. But we're going to probably stick with visual. So the first thing we're going to want to do is select a title. So we'll put a title here at the top. And then below that, you can paste in your story, or you can type it in, and we'll just type in story goes here, ... And then below that, you have an excerpt, which is basically like you would have on the front page of a newspaper, a little excerpt about a story that could be in the backlogs or something like that. You don't need to enter it for the way this is set up, but if you would like to, you can. So you just say story goes here again, or a short portion of it, maybe one paragraph, 3 sentences, something like that. And then we're going to scroll down. Below the excerpt, you have send trackbacks, and you don't need to worry about that. Basically, that would be if somebody reads it on Dig or one of these other social network sites, it would track it back to this URL. We don't need to worry about that. Custom fields, we don't need to worry about. Discussion, now you can select allow comments on this post, allow trackbacks and pingbacks. And basically, pingbacks and trackbacks would be that if this is on a social website, it would ping back to exactly this post. So you probably want to leave allow trackbacks and pingbacks on this post as is, and then you can decide if you want to allow comments or not. All comments first have to be approved before they pop up on the actual site, and you can unapprove them and delete them and edit them actually too, so go figure. Below that is Newspress custom settings, and basically this would be where you want to upload an image. So let's go over to the main site. We have both tabs open here. If you don't have the tab open, you scroll to the top and press Command and click the mouse on Visit Site, and it'll open in a new tab. And basically that image is going to go right here if you want to have an image. And you can see this post, sample 4. Whoops. Wait a second. Sample 4 doesn't have an image, but sample 5 does, and you can see the image to the left of it. And basically that's where that image is going to go. It automatically shrinks down and crops it into that size, so you don't need, it doesn't matter what size image you're using, it's automatically going to shrink it down and put it into that spot. So we'll click back to our dashboard and scroll back down to that image area. So you could select a title for it, so we'll just say title for image, and then you're going to click browse, and we'll just select some image here, click open, and then you're going to click save. Wait for it to save, and now you'll see that your image, when you scroll down to the bottom after save, your image is there and ready to go. So we'll scroll back up to the top. And on the right hand side here, we have save draft. So let's say we want to come back to this later. We could save the draft and come back to it and finish it later. We also have the preview option. So if you click preview, it'll open it in a new tab to show you what it'll look like within the content management system or your site. So you can see that we have title when it's posted and the story goes here. So we'll click out of that and go back to the dashboard. Below that you have post tags. So here would be descriptive words about the story. So let's say it's in Los Angeles. So we'll put Los Angeles. It's about crime. It's about police. And it's high crime rate or something like that. So this is a story about high crime rate in Los Angeles and the police. So you just want to add any keywords. The reason you want to do this is basically it's for search engines. It's what they call meta keywords that will search engines will hook onto. So below that we have the categories. Now we'll show you in the next video how to add more categories. But for this video, basically right now we have featured local movies and reviews. And like I've said before in the previous video, if you click over to your main site, your categories are listed right here. So they're the second bar of navigation. So we'll pick local. You can pick multiple as well. We'll click local just for this one, as it's a local story. And you also have the option to add a new category right here. So you can type in sports and add it. And now you can select sports. So once we've got all our information done, we're going to click publish. But before we click publish, let's just go through adding a picture to the actual story. So we click this little image button next to upload insert, select files, and we'll just pick some random file here. Click select. It'll upload the file, show you an example of the file, and then it gives you an alignment size. You're going to want to stick with large or smaller. The full size is going to be too big. It's going to blow up the screen and it's not going to fit within the dimensions that we have specified. You can also pick an alignment, none, which would basically give a default to the left, or left, center, right. If you pick left or right, it would push it to left or the right of the content. So let's say left. And you can add a title, a caption, description, etc., but we won't do any of that. And you'll click Insert into Post. And there you have your image inside the post. And after everything's done and you're set to go, you can click Preview to make sure it looks okay, or click Save Draft to just save it and come back to it later. But in this case, we're going to publish. So we'll click Publish and give it one moment, and it'll actually publish to the site, and you should be set to go. So we'll click over here, and we're going to click Reload this, and just give it a moment. And you'll see we have sports as the new category that we added. So we click on that, and we have our story right in there. Click on title, and you can see the images there and set to go. Also, if we go back to the home page, you'll see that our story is right there on top. So it goes in by date, and the newest one is always at the top. So basically that's adding a post. And next video I'll show you editing a post and adding a category.